Good evening everyone. Welcome to the YouTube channel of PRATHAM Test Prep. Myself JEE Sharma, and here we are with yet another current affairs session wherein we will cover the current affairs from the 17th of July to the 20th of July. Yes, it is a twice a weekly session that we conduct twice a week. Every Monday and Friday we conduct these sessions at 8:30 p.m. So guys, mark your calendars, just mark the dates. Monday and Friday 8:30 p.m. we are here from PRATHAM Test Prep to give you guys the current affairs, and this is the current affairs SAMVAD episode, and I am your host over here, JEE Sharma, and we will be doing these current affairs sessions. And in today's session, as I've already mentioned, we will be covering the current affairs from the 17th to the 20th of July. Now on PRATHAM Test Prep's YouTube channel, if you haven't subscribed already, let me just tell you that you're missing on to a lot of things. You need to subscribe to the channel to get access to a lot of informative content which is there, which we are sharing for you guys. You need to make sure that you have access to all that content, because trust me, you're missing on a lot of things. We have a lot of series going on, and this is one such series of current affairs that we do on a regular basis. Now if you are an aspirant for CLAT, for AILET, for any other undergraduate entrance exam from CRISE, Symbiosis, any other entrance exam wherein general awareness and current affairs is a part of, these sessions are supremely beneficial for you, extremely important. These sessions are very important for you guys, so make sure that you do not miss any of it, because trust me, current affairs is something that if you lose a track on it, you will create a backlog, and just clearing the backlog will get really difficult. So without wasting too much of time, let's quickly see the first news of the day. But before that, let's see that what is the quote for the day today for us. And the quote for the day is, intellectual growth should commence at birth and cease only at death. So in today's episode of Current Affairs Samvad, we have a very beautiful quote written by Albert Einstein, that an intellectual growth of a human, of a man, should commence at the birth time and it should cease only and only at the death. So this is the quote for you guys from Albert Einstein. Now, without wasting too much of your time, let's quickly see the first news of the day, and it is World Day for International Justice. Now, this is one such news, very important, specifically if you are a law aspirant. Trust me, if you are a law aspirant, if you are preparing for CLAT, for AILET, for NCHMCT, for SLAT, for LAT, any entrance exam in which law is there, you need to know that when is International Day for Justice is celebrated. It is a very simple, very basic question which gets found, but in the recent times, and also if we look at the previous year questions, we see a lot of questions getting from this particular news. World Day for International Justice, very easy. It is observed on the 17th of July, and it is an international day. It is celebrated throughout the globe. It is not just celebrated in India but celebrated across the globe. Right now, at times entrances can ask you this question saying that when is Day for International Criminal Justice observed, or when is International Justice Day observed. So you don't need to get confused, because World Day for International Justice, Day for International Criminal Justice, and International Justice Day, all these means the same, and all these get celebrated on the 17th of July. Okay, now it is basically, if I have to give the crux of it, this particular day, or the objective of this day, is to support the ICC, what the ICC does. Now ICC here is not related to cricket, it's not related to the International Cricket Council, but here ICC is related to the International Criminal Court. Yes, it is the International Criminal Court. ICC is established in Hague, Netherlands. So the headquarters of ICC is in Hague, Netherlands, and ICC was established by a treaty, right? So there was a Roman statute on 17th of July in the year 1998 adopted, and that basically resulted in the establishment of ICC. ICC is International Court of Justice, right? Now 123 countries are the state parties to that International Court of Justice. So for you guys, what you need to know is that when is International Justice Day observed? It is observed on the 17th of July. Number one. Number two, you should know is that where are the headquarters of ICC? The headquarters of ICC is in Hague, Netherlands. Moving on to the next news for the day, we have International Moon Day. Now if you closely relate this important day from the events that we are following, a lot of lunar missions are being sent. A lot of missions to the moon are being sent. So this day also becomes extremely important, International Moon Day. Now you need to understand, guys, that the main agenda for such type of sessions is to bring out or to just give you the super important news, right? To give you an idea about the very important news. Now these sessions, since these are the SAMVAD sessions, and for law basically you need to get into the 360-degree knowledge of all the news. But from a surface level, these news will be these news will be sufficient enough. But for you guys, if you're preparing for CLAT, just make sure that you take down the important headlines and you make sure that you take notes from that as well. Now if you look at it, we have a lot of lunar missions which are being sent in the recent years. So that is the reason why, considering what is the current scenario, this particular day becomes important, International Moon Day. Now from schools we have been told that the first person to land on moon was Neil Armstrong. But was Neil Armstrong the only person or the first person to land on moon? Neil Armstrong went with two other people, so there were total three. Neil Armstrong, it was Edwin Aldrin, and the third person was Michael Collins. So these three people, they went and they landed onto the moon for the very first time, right? So this is for the International Moon Day. Neil Armstrong, Edwin Buzz Aldrin, and Michael Collins. These were the three people who landed on moon for the very first time in the year 1969, July 16, right? International Moon Day celebrated on July 20, basically to commemorate the anniversary of the first landing on the lunar surface by humans. Now you must be wondering that why did I put, or why did I said the names of these three people? Because this day, particular day, it observes the anniversary of the first landing of humans, right? So Neil Armstrong was obviously the first person, and this whole mission, the name of the whole mission was Apollo 11 mission, and this year is the 54th anniversary of it, right? And this year's Moon Day will be observed under the theme beginning the new lunar journey for humanity, right? And Apollo was the space flight for NASA. What is the full form of NASA? We all are aware of it. National Aeronautics and Space Administration, headquartered in New York, right? And that was the first man-moon landing done by Neil Armstrong, Edwin Aldrin, and Michael Collins. So this is what International Moon Day is all about, and this is what you should know about the International Moon Day. Moving on to the next news, we have Australia named first woman to lead the central bank. Yes, the Central Bank of Australia. Now the governor basically of the Central Bank of Australia, also known as the Reserve Bank of Australia, is the woman. For the very first time it's a woman, and the name of the woman is Michelle Bloch, right? She became the first woman to head or to lead the Central Bank of Australia, or the Reserve Bank of Australia. Now the Australia Central Bank was founded in the year 1960, and the person she will be succeeding is Philip Lowe, right? And Philip Lowe had completed the term for 7 years, and the first person as the governor for the Central Bank of Australia is Michelle Bloch. You need to know about it. Now before that, before becoming the governor, she was the deputy governor of RBA, which is the Reserve Bank of Australia, right? And now she has been promoted as the governor of the Reserve Bank of Australia, right? So first she'll cover that tenure, and then she'll be taking up the seat for the governor of the Central Bank of Australia. All right. Now moving further to the next news, we have Indian Shuttler sets Guinness World Record for fastest badminton shot. Yes, and the name of the shuttler is Satvik Sairaj Rankireddy. Yes, again one Guinness Book World Record by an Indian shuttler, and it is Satvik Sairaj Rankireddy. Now ye jo tha that happened, there was a fastest smash. Currently Korea Open Championship is going on, Korea Open 2023 is going on, and in that Satvik Sairaj gave a very fastest smash. He gave a striking smash and broke the record of a Malaysian athlete, and the name of the Malaysian athlete was Tan Boon, right? So he broke the record. He surpassed the Malaysian athlete's speed by 72 kilometers per hour, and the speed that was registered by which he hit that smash was 565 kilometers per hour. Now if you ask me this question, ma'am, do these numbers, data, statistics matter a lot? Do they ask questions too much on based on this? So my answer would be no. The examiners, they don't really ask you specifically on numbers and data. Then there won't be too many questions based on this, of course, but here and there you will find few questions, but not too many, right? So you will understand that what kind of data and statistics you should be aware of. So for example, if I have to tell you about some rankings, so for there data is important. Now if I have to tell you about the budget, so in the budget also in some areas you should know the data, but not everywhere. So in this particular case you should not be too apprehensive about the speed, whether you should be learning or not, but yes, you should know that which Malaysian athlete he broke the record of, and it was Tan Boon, right? Now they were playing the Korean. They were playing in the Korean Open 2023 Championship, and he was playing with Chirag Shetty in the doubles, men's doubles. His pair was Chirag Shetty from India, and in that he broke the record of Malaysian Tan Boon, and the name of the Indian shuttler is Satvik Sairaj Rankireddy. Alright, now moving on to the next news, we have National Multidimensional Poverty Index. Now, as I have said that data is important, but when it comes to rankings, indexes are very, very important, and this you should be aware of the data. Now this particular index, now firstly let me just tell you that whenever such index comes, you should be aware of that the index is released by whom, right? Who was the first country, or the first spot was given to whom, and India's rank, right? If it is an international data, you should be aware of the India's rank as well. So in this case, since it is a national index, there won't be any India's rank, but yes, you should be aware of the first, second or third ranks over here, okay? Now this particular index is released by Niti Aayog. Now first of all, you should be aware that what is the full form of Niti. The full form of Niti is National Institution for Transforming India. Now it is the policy think tank of the Government of India. Government of India का policy think tank है, और उसने किसको replace करा? Niti Aayog replaced the Planning Commission. Now as we all are aware that Niti Aayog came as a replacement of Planning Commission in the year 2015 in the Modi government. So that was a time when Niti Aayog came when Niti Aayog came into the limelight, or when Niti Aayog replaced the Planning Commission. Now Niti Aayog has what? Niti Aayog is the Government of India ka policy think tank, and it is actually I would say it is not a central body for making plans, but it is a body which has a bottom to up approach, right? Now Multidimensional Poverty Index basically is an index wherein there are three dimensions. It is health, education, standard of living. It is quite similar to our Human Development Index, and in this particular report what they have observed is that there was a huge population of people, right, who moved out of that poverty index, right, and the people were specifically from UP, Bihar, MP, Odisha and Rajasthan. So basically this index talks about कि जो poverty में थे पहले, but after some development happened and they got out of that poverty, this dimensional index is about that, right? Now ये जो data है, ये जो report है, basically it was made on the data of National Family Health Survey 2019 and 2021, and the second and it's basically the second edition of this particular thing. First edition happened in 2021, right? Now this year 13.5 crore people, they came out of that poverty index, and as I've told you, the first state was UP, जहाँ से बहुत ज़्यादा लोग बाहर निकले थे. Then it was Bihar, then MP, then Odisha, and then Rajasthan, right? Now what you should know is that earlier it was the India's population which was living under this multidimensional poverty index. It decreased from 24% in 2015 to 14%, and now 9.89 points ka there is a decline, right? And there are three indicators, three dimensions: health, education, and standard of living, somewhat similar to what we have studied. We have studied in the Human Development Index as well. So this is the dimensions, right? Now moving on to the last news of the day that we have is Henley Passport Index 2023. Now this is one such index which talks about the strongest passports, right? It talks about the countries having strongest passports. Now we know that if we want to visit any other country, we generally require a visa for that country, right? So this index talks about countries offering visa-free access to different nations, right? Basically, India ka rank isme initially was 85, 86, but now India is on the 80th rank. So we have improved our rank, and now these Henley Passport Index, also one specific change that was made, that initially it was Japan. For very many years Japan was the country with the strongest passport, but now the most powerful passport of the world is with Singapore, right? So anybody who is a citizen of Singapore can travel 192 nations out of 227 around the world without any prior visa, right? So we know that there are prior visas, there are visas on arrival. So Singapore is one such country, and it has become the most powerful country of which the citizens of Singapore can visit to 192 nations, okay, and out of 227. If I have to talk about India gives the visa-free access to somewhere around I think 150s nation. I think it is 157 or 158. So yes, these are the nations India offers visa-free access, but of course we need to check on that. I'll make sure that I inform you guys in the next YouTube session about it, the exact number. But yes, it includes, the index basically includes the 199 passports and 227 travel destinations. Now it is what Singapore, which offers the most powerful nation. Then second rank was given to Germany, Italy, and Spain. Now the first time this index was released in 2006, and as I've already mentioned, 199 different nations are included in this Henley Passport Index. And one more thing that you should be aware of, कि India का rank has improved and we have gone to rank 80. Earlier it was 85, 86. We fluctuated between 84, 85, 86, but now we have secured the rank 80th on the Henley Passport Index. With this, we have covered all the important news that happened from the 17th of July to the 20th of July. Thank you so much guys for staying tuned. Make sure to hit that like button, subscribe to Pratham Test Prep's channel if you haven't done already, and yes, I shall see you super soon in the next video, that is on Monday at 8:30 p.m. Thank you so much. Keep smiling. Take care. Bye bye.